I'm back here at Holly's house today and we're going to show you some of her fairy houses. This first one here was made by...
Well, it's called the Tijul Fairy House.
Okay.
And it was made by Julie McLaughlin.
Alright.
And it's one of a kind, and it's made from solid wood. And it features an enchanting exterior with artistry driftwood trim, Spanish moss roof, diamond grid windows, vine trim, and personality galore. The front door has been painted with a 3-step paint technique and decorated with vintage jewelry findings. The driftwood pieces are rarely altered or cut, and they form into interesting window casings, roof, and other structural elements, letting natural form determine their placement. Lush green florals and very realistic lilies tower over the structure with baby faux mushrooms that sprout from the seed pods window boxes, and there's a mossy planter filled with mushrooms and florals welcome fairy guests to the quaint porch.
Okay, can you give it a slow spin and we'll see all the outside. You can see the little mushrooms in the flower boxes. You can see the detail she's talking about in the windows, the diamond grid. And you can definitely see how she just used the wood as is and made it like the porch posts and, you know, all the trim along the house. Okay, we'll keep spinning it. We will do a closer one. We're just going to keep going around so you can see overall what the house looks like. This little scene is called Bramble Wood, and it's done by a lady named Dolly. So we'll just... What a unique little scene. It looks like an old lantern case or something. And in the back there's a bag and it says Fairy Sugar Cubes. So I guess that's what they live off of. Not a very balanced diet. Look at her wings too. You could have fun, and I know Holly, I'll show you in another video, did tons of fairy wings, not even on dolls. Just put them in frames and they look fantastic as artwork. What a beautiful doll. Okay, stop there and I'm going to zoom in on her face a little bit. What an absolutely beautiful, beautiful doll. Okay, so this is a room box that you did.
From the Brooke Tucker day.
So Brooke Tucker came up to Edmonton,
yes,
and the club did a workshop.
Yes, and this is one of the workshops that she did. It was on a Saturday.
Can you spin it the other way so we can see the bride?
Right.
Wow, that's a really nice. Now, did she provide the doll as well?
No, she didn't. Only the box was made in her workshop. The rest I furnished myself.
Now, there is a fantastic, well, I guess it's a desk here on the side. That is a beautiful piece with all the cutout on the wood, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to show you this little chair.
Furred Sobel.
And it is Furred
Sobel.
Oh, Furred Sobel. It's a very beautiful handmade piece. And then we're going to look at this Bezpak little desk. And then I've just got to move this. Okay, so this is a little Heidi Ott couch. What a fantastic piece. We're going to go back and I'm just going to turn this. Now look at that piece. That is fantastic. We'll just keep moving things out of the way and we get to go into the layers of this bed, or of this little sitting room. Look at the tea on the table. Look at her end table. The fireplace. I like how you've got the light over the picture to show it off. You can look out the window. You can see how there's a light glowing out the window. And the beautiful doll. Okay, so I've put everything back in and I'm just doing one last look at this wonderful room. So what do we want to call this one? Bride waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Waiting for that Prince Charming. Let's hope he shows up.
The mural outside of the window is New York.
Oh. Oh yeah, look. Good thing you told me that. Now everyone can look out at the New York skyline. She's obviously having an evening wedding. So this next one, we're going to do a spin around just to show you how she's got this wonderful frame on it, and then show me one of the sides on the outside here. And you see this on the outside, what it is textured wallpaper, and then she just spray painted it. And she put these fancy little legs on the bottom to lift it up. Now, isn't that a unique looking cover for the outside of a room box? I think it's really, really fancy.
It's a home theater.
Oh, this is a home theater. That's what this room box is. So when we get it back to the center, we're going to remove the front because the glass is reflecting back. Alright. Whoa, look at the detail in this. Holy. I don't know who has this in their home with the chandeliers in their home theater. Must be in a palace. Look at that. I'm going to zoom in a bit on the theater part of it. So did you make this whole theater just with jewelry findings and...
The outside
Yeah.
is made with, well, I made that.
Look at the chandeliers. And then look at these wonderful chairs. These little chairs in here.
Okay, so the two pillars are unique miniatures.
Okay.
Anyway, the theater was made by someone else. And it's inside, it comes apart. The outside I did, and the inside, I can't remember her name.
Wow.
I thought I had it down. But
that's okay. So you did the whole exterior around the theater, but the
Yes.
theater itself in the middle here, somebody else made, and it
Yes.
actually comes apart.
And it was from Russia. I remember that.
Wow. That is fantastic. I want to go and watch something in this theater. I just be looking at the chandeliers, I think, though. Look at those fancy chairs.
Those are best pack.
Best pack chairs. I've never seen them before. So isn't that a fantastic little piece? Not something you normally see. So these best pack chairs are theater chairs. We've got these magnetic chandeliers. We've got the fancy column. And then you've got this theater. The inside piece was made by someone in Russia. And the outside surround, Holly made with jewelry findings, bits of gems, and just fantastic. And she found the right kind of a box to place it in. And I love this outside texture with just the wallpaper that was textured and painted. It really fits the theme. Okay, so this is a series of fairies that were made by
Vita, Julie Mansurge.
Okay, I'm going to give us a slow spin on this one. They're all made of resin, you said.
Yes.
And look at those wings. Those are all actual feathers. And I can't believe how beautiful those wings look. And look, she's just ready to hop off of that log and fly off. What a fantastic looking doll. I can see why you fell in love with your fairy dolls, because each one is so unique and just so different. So this fairy here is from the same maker, and it's Fairies in the Attic. And this was your first one that you saw and said, I have to have.
Yes.
She's pretty fantastic. So give her a little spin. We'll look at the whole display. Oh, her wings are so nice. Look at that. Look at all the flowers. Really putting them into these scenes is just so much fun because you've got great big huge, full-size flowers with these little fairy dolls, and you got to look like she's out in the forest glade somewhere, and come across this little fairyland. Look at those. I like the iridescence in the wings. Just gorgeous. So this doll here, or this scene here, is called the Rain Fairy. And Holly tells me that the wings are actually butterfly wings from South America. They're real wings, and then they must have put some kind of coating on to preserve them. Maybe like a resin or something. Look at that. Look how they glow. They're just fantastic. Can't get any more realistic than the real thing. Look at that. So this one's called Rain Fairy. And each one's in a very unique pose. Like they're not all the same, just sitting or posing. So to make the scenes to fit them takes some time too, because you got to find the right scene to put it into. I think this one's really cool too.
She hand carves them.
Oh really? That's maybe why they're so unique. That is really awesome. Okay, so we've got a series here of some 2 Chinese and 2 Japanese dolls in their costumes, and they're fantastic. The embroidery on the sleeves and all along them are just, that's all hand embroidered. Oh my gosh. Look at the headdresses on these dolls. Fantastic.
This is a marriage couple.
Oh, is that what the at the end
Yes,
too?
and why they're tied together.
Oh, cool.
And they get married in red, generally speaking. We do white,
Yeah.
they do red.
What beautiful dolls. So these were probably things that were sold as the, as collector to take home if you went traveling. But very beautiful. Usually, and these ones are porcelain, they're not plastic, so they're a little bit nicer than the plastic ones. Okay, so here are 2 more dolls that were bought from traveling. And you can see the one says it's a Korean native doll. I'm not sure what other nationality this other doll is. If somebody knows, let us know. I love the flowers on this other doll and the costume that it's wearing. And just look at how fantastic all the flowers on the back of the hat. You'll often see these little dolls when you're traveling as a keepsake. But these are some nicer ones. But wonderful, wonderful outfits. So now we've moved on to a few of your mermaids. Now you were saying this mermaid was by someone who had never taken lessons.
She taught it self-taught.
Self-taught. We can't remember her name right now. And the scales and the fin were done with Fimo, it looks like. And we think the technique is called milliform, where you make repeating patterns and then slice it and put it on. But look at how fantastic that little mermaid looks.
Look at the base.
Yeah, I'll zoom down on the base once you've spun her around, because it's just... And this is just how she was when she arrived. And the carving on her and the detail is fantastic. We're going to look down at the base. And you can see there's like a little reflective pool at the bottom. That's an absolutely fabulous mermaid.
So this is Arctic Mermaid by Feet of Fairies, Julie Mansurge.
Okay.
And she made the display as well as the mermaid.
So she's on a chunk of ice out in the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
Poor thing. And I like how her scales, you can actually see the details of the scales. When I zoom in, we'll be able to see it better, but to the naked eye, you can see it. And we're going to come in a little bit closer. You see how you see the detail of the scaling. So this is the Arctic. There you go. You can see the scaling really well there. So here's another mermaid. We can't remember what her name is, but she's from the same maker.
Fairies.
And look at that. And I like how she has done her backdrops for these, or the scenes for them. And each one really does fit how the fairy looks. Now this one, the tail looks very similar to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to show you some little resin figurines. 5 of them are Yesterday's Child, and the other one on the end, this little girl that's got the medicine, what's her name? Or what make is she?
She's Boyd's bear.
Boyd's bear. Can you demonstrate how her arm actually goes up so she can take the medicine? It's kind of cool to have a resin doll that actually moves. So these are actually very nicely made and sculpted, and they've got a lot of character with them. Let's give them a quick spin.
I believe they all have teddy bears.
Yeah, you see one's teddy bears behind her back, and one's in her hand, and the 2 that are praying have them beside them. I think even the little bears are praying with them.
Yes.
Yeah, they're kneeling down and praying with them too, so what cute little figurines. This is the last of our mermaids for today, and we believe she is called Treasure Mermaid. I like how they put these little pearls, they're not glued, the hairs actually run through on the pearls. She's a really pretty mermaid. Isn't that gorgeous? Alright, that's it for today.